Welcome everyone from Patna Press. This is Tuina Prasad, and we are here to have an informative interaction with one of the famous personalities of Patna, Mr. Sanjay Joseph. Mr. Sanjay Joseph is right now the Vice Principal at St. Karen's High School, Gola Road. He has been in the Mathematics Department for 24 years at St. Michael's High School, Digha, also being ex-principal of various schools like the Open Mind Abilla School Danapur, St. M.R. Jaipuria School Patna, Bishop Scott Senior Secondary Girls School. He has also authored CBSE Mathematics Aligned publication as a trainer of teacher CBSE resource person as well. We welcome you, sir.
Good afternoon, Tohina. So let us
Good,
begin.
yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. So today we are here to discuss about the examination session that is going to start in a few days itself. So could you please insight us about how the students can prepare for the examinations since a very few days are left?
Yeah, in fact, you're exactly at the point. Very few days are left. Today is 4th February and probably mid-Feb the exams start. So I think so the strategy now is to be little different than what if we had time. But basic strength we have, all the students have is that they have gone to their pre-board results and they must be aware of where they are at present. And I'm very sure that most of the students, by God's grace, must have been scoring well. And therefore, what is good that students now they know their strength and weaknesses through the analysis of the marks they've obtained in different subjects. So the preparation will vary from the the stage they are in or the status of their result. So I will tell you bifurcating this will be very, very important. Every one should have a plan, but it depends upon what are their score, what were their scores in current pre-boards. Many schools have taken 2 pre-boards or 3 pre-boards, and then finally they might have told them for a study leave now. So the ones who are at the top, I think so there is less to worry, but I mean to say they must be in a happy mode now. And still, I think so to have a very polished finish for the exam, best part is planning. So the planning will involve firstly knowing the routine and till which date should you go for a general routine study. And then when you are very close to your exam, then you start subject specific preparation. So that is the first tip I would like to give to the student is that you have to have an analysis of your result. If you have placed above 70%, I think so, then still you can go with your subject specific preparation till I think so 3 days prior to the exams. And even then those who are little, those who have got little worry with relation to, not scoring well in a few subjects, they can give more weightage still on those papers. But yeah, they should not be sitting down and worrying about things, but try to organize your study table, a routine in which you select. Suppose you are not good in, say, for example, a particular subject. Basically, students find maths too worry. So I'll start with maths. You're not good. You're finding it a little difficult and challenging for preparation of maths. I'll tell you, you should have a very good look at your score. Then you try to find out, consult teachers are still available to you. So consult your teacher, then find out which are the chapters where I can score more marks and be on a safe side or on a comfortable side. And those places you have to put your revision. And second thing is, maybe for here, I'm very sure with science and maths, basic principle and facts, formulas and all have not only to be, memorized, but written again and again. And teachers who are giving preparations to these children, they should make sure that the children practice a lot of formula use, a lot of principle use and concept use questions. That will ensure marks on those topics. And nowadays there are case studies or assertion reasoning question where children should or teachers preparing or children if they're self-preparing, should go with a particular concept, a whole entire lesson, twice or thrice they should go through first reading. Remember, first reading, then writing the main points, writing it twice, thrice. It's a written exam, though the understanding is very good sometimes, but if you write it, you convert your understanding into memory. I can just tell you with an example. Suppose you are telling about, say, for example, what are decomposition reaction. So a child knows basically that one substance, if it breaks down. But then if you are writing the definition of decomposition reaction, that when a single substance undergoes chemical change to produce two or more than two substances or chemicals, then the reaction is called decomposition reaction. So what is happening? Your understanding is now converted into memory. So in the example, you're not organizing your answer and then writing. So you are saving some very, very important minutes for your other questions, as well as you're confident. But because once you start writing, no, so that is where the strength of certain student comes into play, that they are very confident, stress-free, because they know they're prepared and they know that they have practiced well. So practicing not only by looking at the chapter, it is reading first twice or thrice. Still you have little time. Twice or thrice you read, and then what happens? You write it at least 2-3 times. And after that, on a particular chapter, say for example, you're studying light, refraction. Then on that chapter, then you go for sample paper questions, the specific of that chapter. So this is the first tip I would like to give, and be very sure that when you are preparing, now here also motivation. You see my video, and I think so. Once children should see it, not on a daily basis. Motivation is very important to you must be agreeing to me, but discipline makes
100%,
you
sir.
reach to your goals. If you're consistently doing your work stepwise and you're taking the ladders, counting it, and then you'll reach to the top, then daily listening to a motivational talk will help you little, but not much. Discipline is 99% almost. Every day, what I tell
Definitely.
you, chapter wise, you take up things, and your weaknesses. If you figured out that, okay, in this particular subject, in this chapter, I'm a little weak. In your routine, you plan it out that you're giving your best to that chapter. Effort should be made. Yes, Rina.
Yes, sir, definitely, definitely, very, very rightly put, sir. And I completely believe in that, in the reading and then writing part too. So I completely agree with you in on this. But with this also, sir, as we have seen, the time is not like earlier. Things have changed and things have become more complicated after the COVID. And the students go through a lot of mental health issues as well while studying. They have a lot of pressure. So what would you have to say on that?
Yeah, I think so. The more I never want to discuss this at length, but I mean to say, because what happens, the word now, this mental pressure or mental health was not much in existence when we were students, and that safeguarded us, because when we these things, it's a psychological interference, and that is what is happening to students. They're hearing more and more of exceptional cases.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
try to put my this appeal to all the people involved in educational field, that taking one or two examples and then putting it on the new on on a, on an extent, with an intensity that everybody gets attracted and starts thinking that, okay, I am also feeling that. The first thing is that the children should be cut off from a lot of news about this, because if you're prepared to then what will happen? If you're prepared, and if you're preparing your effort, that you're putting your
Yes.
best in, then what happens? First step is that you're away from the stress. Maybe you are weak, circumstantially weak with of certain subject. So how do you challenge that weakness? What is the punchline which you think is causing health issue? It's that knowing about the subject weakness. It is knowing about trying to avoid those subject or chapters than trying to counter it. Just children remember that there is nothing called weakness, and weakness is not a sin, it's circumstantial. I'll just give you a very good example to all children should listen to this. There was a monk sitting on the top of a tower, and a tower, or you can say a basement, and thus below was there a well. So a child came and asked, if I fall down there, I'll die. So the monk said, no, if you'll fall down, you'll not die. If you'll stay there, you'll die. So the child got confused. He said, what is he speaking? If I'll fall down and if I'll stay there, I'll die. Then the monk explained that circumstantial weakness is not a sin. To stay weak is a sin, and that puts you on pressure. If you know you're you're having challenges in maths or in English, or might be somebody in social studies, one or two specific weaknesses, that is circumstantial. That is some way you might have heard something about maths or a topic, and one or two sums you did not understand and you gave up. But
Yes.
yes, circumstantial weak, or even say, for example, if how do we suffer from a disease, and some people recover and some don't, because the person who is having this weakness, suppose you fall sick, you get yourself treated, so you're not staying there, so you survive. So falling in the well means you start swimming, haath pav maro, and then you come up, isn't it? Then what happened? So circumstance will put you into pressure. How you react to those circumstances is very important. So this part of the video, all the children who are under stress should listen that it's not a sin to stay weak. And parents also listen, there are circumstantial weaknesses. Some people are strong in certain places, some people are strong in certain places. The strength comes because they're exposed to those situations where some child is always learning English. So his English is good, his inherited good English. Somebody is good in calculation, and so his maths is good, and maybe vice versa, the other subject is little lacking. But a general platform of 10th and even 12th, all these subjects you have to get to those, at least to some extent you have to come to that level. So I mean to say, put up a little bit more effort, and effort, parents should remove this stress by acknowledging the effort the child is putting in. Suppose one or two sums are wrong. So how you have to counter it. Stress can be countered by, especially examination stress can be countered by allowing the child to prepare, and then secondly, removing quickly the weaknesses. Suppose you did a mock test paper and you got what will happen if you're very close to your exams? You must be taking your previous examination question papers. You may be solving, or you may be solving your mock test papers.
Yes.
So now when you're solving your mock test papers, you should correct it on your own. So try to solve those papers in which solutions are given. So ask your parents, okay, this is the time I'm starting and this is the time I will end. You take it as, and you remove everything. Put me in an examination situation. The examination normally starts at 10:30. It's very good and very important for the children and the parents to create an exam-like situation at home.
Yes,
Just at
definitely.
10:30, you sit down, read the question, timing, you get 15, read the question, go through the entire question paper, keep on writing, end it, then go to the solution, sit down with parents. Suppose you don't have a teacher now to assist you, sit down with parents. You start calculating your marks, look where you are wrong, then don't
Work
stay
on it.
there.
Hmm.
Work on that. You again
Definitely.
work on it. Redo that paper. Redo that paper. It's not that do 5, 6, 7 different papers and ignore the mistakes which you are making. No, suppose you wrote the formula wrong. Say for example, then you try to write down the formulas once again. Then work on that, and then you see the next question paper mock test, same type of sum are you able to do. And parents assistance should always be there. To assist means to provide facilities, exam like situations, and no
Definitely.
comparison, no talk. See the effort, try to be putting up some positive talks, and always telling, okay, if there is a mistake, there is a mistake. Perfection
Mistake.
is not achieved by anyone entire life. I don't think we're still learning. So nothing
Definitely.
is there that anybody can tell that I know everything in maths, or I know everything in English, I know everything in science. There are certain places when students score total percentage thing, but that
True.
is not only not only what to say, intelligence. That is just a circumstance where the child was lucky enough to get everything he was knowing. That's also you played that way because
Hmm.
you understand there will be at times you're scoring 100 in your debut, and then after that entire life you're not scoring 100. So circumstances make you know stronger or expose you to certain things. So mental health means that number one is the parent should provide or facilitate exam type of environment now, allowing the child to routine. Then secondly, I wanted to share a screen. When you're studying, no, your study place should not be overcrowded. Parents, please remember, these are very small things. I think the parents are looking at children. If you are all alone watching this video, or teachers you are watching, try to understand that the parents should tell, okay, there is a study table on this where there will be only a note copy and your writing materials. And there will be a cupboard where your organized books are there. Their parents can arrange. If you'll allow me to share the screen, I'll just let you look at one of
Sure,
the things which, yeah.
sure, sir. The meeting. Yes, sir. You can.
So
Your
see
screen is
there
visible.
I have shared the screen and see how parents can ask their children or help and assist their children to assist them in organizing a study table first.
Hmm.
Then keeping it free from psychological interference of scattered books all around and unsystematic things. So parents
Hmm.
there can work out by, okay, child, let me, you need your maths books now, so here is a maths book and all arranged here. From here you can take out, and then when the child is off from the study table, yeah, a pep up talk, and then quietly, you, if he allows you, okay, to touch your his table and all, then ask him and nicely arrange, or ask him, he himself can do that. I'll be
Yes.
sharing another thing. See how the cupboards are arranged and how the what to say, yeah, this is the one which I was trying to share with you. So see, this is very, very important, Tohina, that
Yes.
parents should assist and be in action. Action
Definitely.
is important than mere words. And the child will be stress free, because a few things also you have to tell that it is. I am just telling you to take this exam up a little bit on an intense mode, is because this will enable you to be in a routine of hard work. The result, I am not trying to just telling you to work it out. Result will come on your own if you are
Hmm.
putting lots of effort. And result also is in under the capability of different children. Some children soar up very fast. Some children will give their 10th, get certain percentage, then they qualify for NEET
Cool.
and JEE examination also. It's not that the toppers only get. There are some
Yes.
60% or 70% they get into the life, job oriented courses. So therefore, stress is a lot. And ask the child, the parent should very subtly provide good nutrition.
Hmm.
Good nutrition means a lot of, I think, so if you can afford, I think you will tell I'm a dietitian, but no, not a dietitian, but yeah, you should have good food,
Hmm.
food good for your health, food which keeps your gut nice, because during the stress, our every part of our body gets working. So there, then taking up breaks, talking little bit away from exams a little bit away, and then talking a lot of positivity, that will help out the children. Yes, tell.
Definitely, definitely, sir. I completely agree. And I also believe that it has to be a team effort. It cannot be just a student studying the entire day. I think the student's parents has also and a very important role to play in making or helping their child in studies and not comparing them with other students. And even teachers play a very vital role in grooming the students for the board examinations. But apart from this, as you were talking about taking breaks, so when students are taking break, and what kind of physical activities that they should be indulged in, which will also help him help the child to indulge in the physical activities but also refresh their mind. What are the things that they can do?
I think so. I will tell them to be away from, little bit away from the mobile. Might be the
Yeah.
social media should be away of physical activity should be given a lot of importance,
Mm,
because there is always time to come back and see things. Nowadays everything is on recording. So no,
definitely.
so children should be away, because your eyes are under stress. When a child is preparing, his eyes and hands are continuously moving, and his mind is also back.
Mm,
So then what is happening? You are utilizing your mental energy. So
yes.
that you have got a balance of or you've been given some quota of mental energy, some quota of physical energy, and some quota of spiritual energy.
Hmm.
that we have some. So when we are spending one of the things very fast, the other thing is unused. Then what is happening? Your mental energy is now being used. So that means your physical energy is not being used. So there, the child and the parents should have a balance. Ask them to take walks and deep breathing exercises, meditation, a few hands of badminton. It will be nice, a few hands of carom board. But sometimes I feel that during, I don't know what people good at chess or students good at chess will get angry on me. But suppose you're in your board examination, I will tell stop playing chess. If you're a chess player, play badminton. I feel,
Def-
because you're using your mind a lot, might be, but yeah, exceptional cases may be there because maybe some people may engage their brain more and then still they find it that they are away from stress. But I think so, physical exercises. And secondly, once more, I will give emphasis to that, organization of study
hmm.
table, not only that, books, assistance of organizing book, good nutrition. Parents should also keep the timetable
Hmm.
pasted somewhere, allowing
True.
the children to know which day is which exam, keeping their admit card, a photocopy of the admit card ready. When they're giving them the answer copy, search out where a board examination type of copy is available. Then, when the child is writing, first thing he has to write is all the details of his admit card in the question, in the answer sheet.
Answer
So if
sheet.
the child 3 4 days before he practices, then he knows where, suppose your center code.
Hmm.
Suppose you have to write a center code. So it is in the admit card. So many times I see the children when I am invigilating asking, sir, हमारा center code क्या होगा? So that is in
क्या
the admit
होगा?
card. But in case you still don't know, you have all the right to ask the invigilator what has to be filled up. And the
Definitely.
invigilator will be telling you everything is there in your admit card. Whatever information you have to provide on the answer sheet, it is there. So that is why 3 days before the exam, the child should start taking up specific subject preparation. That means suppose on 11th I have got a particular subject. So 3 days back, 8th in the afternoon, 10:30 to 1:30, let the child write an entire paper. In the evening, you correct it.
Hmm.
And also look whether he has written his roll number correct and whether he has written his date of birth or whatever is asked. I don't think the date of birth is asked, center number,
Hmm.
subject code, all these things he is written correct in neat handwriting.
Correctly.
And therefore, writing, if you're writing from today onwards, listen, all the children who have been still not scoring very well, if you can really concentrate listening to us, you remember that make sure you start writing from today. Your percentage will increase at least by 10 to 20% now also, even if you are at a lower scoring range. Why? Because when you're writing, your handwriting also improves. So if there is a subjective question where essays, etc., or might be, a detailed diagram to be explained, you will be able to write it with confidence and your neatness, etc., attracts examiners and they put good marks. And then point wise answering, that also give you good marks, because nowadays there is a situation where everybody wants to go fast through even corrections. So you are
Hmm.
actually pleasing the examiner by making his work easy. Also you have
Easier.
pointed out things where you have specified or you want their attention, labeling
Hmm.
the diagram on one side. We were told all the time, if there is space on one side, left hand side, if you're putting your diagram, on the right hand side you put arrow and write down the labelings. In case if it requires more, then very organized way. Even the rough work, you number it. Now only you practice, so that suppose you get stuck in a particular question or you want to revise, you can go back in your rough calculation that, yeah, I have done it well. Yeah.
Definitely,
Yes, Sonia.
definitely, sir.
Right.
Also, sir, as like for the students of 10th, I think you have given us a lot of strategies that they can follow. But for 12th, there are certain students who have taken up maths as their subject, and they want to appear for JEE as well. So for them, even you must be knowing that JEE exam is just after the boards. So how
Yeah, yeah.
can they strategize and also prepare for JEE and boards both at the same time?
Yeah, you see now what happens, Tohina, is that it is very challenging, and but it is very it is easier for a child if he is constant he has been very regular and focused on his 12th concepts, because there is a slight difference between board examination and JE. That one tests what you know, and another is an elimination test. So there you may be obviously you what I am telling, if a child, and we all understand, is that it's the competitive examination, I called it as call it as an elimination test. That means, since the seats are few, all of us cannot be taken. Even if we are intelligent, we have to be intelligent enough to understand that it is going to filter out the topmost children. And basically, all the engineering question paper, as we see, they've got a lot of concept built up, and they're the test from there. So your application questions, etc., when you're preparing, in the board examination, when you're giving a lot of focus on your concepts, etc., and you're preparing preparing for board, at the same time, you can take up, if you can afford to, you can take up a few questions of JE when your preparation is okay for 12. When you are more or less comfortable with 12, you can always balance in with some of, suppose you're doing a binomial question. So binomial theorem question you are doing. So you can see even the latest JE question of binomial. If a child, or say for example for integration or differentiation, questions from there, if you see the JE question, so there is use of basic concept. So the child can go and the child can take up those chapter questions. It's all available now, and that is why parent also have to work on a lot of things where they can provide the resource material. If a child, if the parent is good enough, or the child is having friends, or they're studying in group, so suppose they have done 2 chapters, they can take up the previous year questions of that chapter from JE also and solve. That will be added advantage, because the JE question obviously will be of a little bit higher challenging level. I always tell competitive examination questions are not difficult, they are different. Different in a sense, the approach to them, the knack to understand what is the different way I can approach this problem, because sometimes it does not take time if you know the correct approach to the problem. And that is why read the question paper well. For JE, it's very important that when we are going, you have to plan out the attempt or approach of a question, and then you will be able to solve. So for JE, I can always advise the children who are giving 12 that it's good simultaneously keep the set of paper ready. If you are you're planning, that is why is very important on your study table, your board examination question, at the same time the higher order thinking skill questions, and then the previous year questions of JE. If you're solving, then it's good. And I think so many of the students who are attempting JE, they will be ready for it, I think so. Yeah.
Definitely. That is a lot of information, sir, and thank you
Yes,
so
Rina,
much for that.
just stop it, because I also want to say that the same thing applies for the NEET guys also. It's the
Yes,
same thing, because I think so for them, bio part is important also. So when they will work it out, they will see once again that from there, say for example, from bio, if a question is asked in MCQ and all, they will see that what was there in board examination they prepared, little bit on the side where the concept is used or terms are used, they have to be knowing that. So chapter wise, they should also attempt simultaneously. They can do it. If they plan it well, they can do it.
definitely, sir, 100%. And I hope a lot of students reach out to this video and get some idea. Also, sir, as we are towards the end of the session, any last minute tip that you want to give?
Yeah, before that, the previous connect, I'll tell you that, but make sure that when the child is preparing for the JEE exam also, but when he reaches very close to his board examination, might be 2 days or not, then he should be taking a drop, because after the examination, again, he has time for JEE. So 2 days back, then he should solve completely 2 to 4, 2 to 3 question papers, mock test papers, practice paper. And on from the CBSE side, they have the sample papers always there, the CBSE official side, sample question paper with marking scheme. That has to be done for very sure. That has to be attempted by everybody. Twice they have given. So that they should take it up and they should do. And then once again, after the exams are open, after I will again say 1 or 2 days of, a break for very sure, and then go
Okay.
for the, even when you come back from the exam, last minute tip is that the parents in the morning of the exams, early in the
Hmm.
morning of exam, you have to relax the child. So make sure that you have taken and checked all his belongings, what he is carrying, his admit cards are in order or not, the pen, pencil or not, and then to tell and early if they tell today that might be few hours before the exam, they should be totally under meditation and in a relaxed mode. That will help them. I think so because during the exam also it's a stretch of 3 hours where you have to write. So you have to recall all the question and answers. So I think so. Just on the day of exam, keep the child very relaxed. Then when he comes back, he has to again attempt the exam. So give him a solid hour of rest or something, or solid few hours of rest and relaxation to go for the next day. And children, just last tip is that be very positive and also understand. I'll tell you, this exam is the first of the exam, not the last one. Take
Hmm.
it as
Yes, sir.
an experience for very sure. Take it as an experience for very sure. It's a qualifying exam for different, and it opens door for various things, but it does not guarantee, and it's not a competitive exam for very sure.
Hmm.
And that is why you should be more stress free for board examination. Very
Yes,
less stress for board examination because it is never the last exam. It's actually the first launching pad of
first.
your future. So God bless
Yes,
you. My prayers always, my thoughts there. Maybe you can share my number with children. Maybe or
sure.
might be anything within through Patna Press. If they ask you, I'm there available, providing tips for more subjects, etc. Thank you so
Sure,
much. God
sure,
bless
sir.
you.
Definitely, sir. And we had a very nice time talking to you. It was really great. Thank you so much for all the informations and inciting us with everything that you could. And we are really, really grateful and hoping to see you soon.